I think this is one of the really big learnings for us through this project is the way that we were thinking about knowledge translation in our cultural and traditional sense, and we framed it here as experiential, so our experience as Torres Strait Islanders, and bringing together the way that we translate knowledge culturally and bringing together the scientific or the evidence-based approach to knowledge translation. And I think the way that we brought those two together was essentially the journey that we were on, wasn't it, really?
From start to finish, really.
From start to finish, yeah. Because we instinctively knew knowledge translation, understood knowledge translation from our own cultural framework. So we understood that, song, dance, stories. So if you're thinking about your own upbringing, about the way that you learnt knowledge,
Absolutely.
Cooking and culture. How did you learn that? It was from where? Your family, your grandmother?
Yeah, traditional knowledge, experiential knowledge, I guess, from growing up in the Torres Straits and sitting with my grandmother and elders looking at that sort of stuff, and then bringing it into the knowledge that we already had at university on knowledge translation. I think that it was really interesting because we kind of thought, this is not academic, this is not research, and then the fact that we brought in our traditional elders in and we talked with the custodians and stuff like that, I kind of was thinking, oh my God, this is actually research.
Yeah, yes.
But it was research out of the box.
Yeah. And it was something that was very familiar to us, so we were trying to adapt those things that were familiar to us in the ways that we communicate knowledge and information and the way that we learn to what you were saying, the research knowledge, And there's been, if we take the topic that we focused on with climate change, there's been some fantastic research that's already been done. Research is already in, the science is already in, that climate change is happening and impacting, having an adverse impact on our communities. But they're sitting in, reports on someone's shelves.
Yeah.
And we have all this knowledge built around tens of thousands of years about seasons and, climate changing and just the things that we innately know about our environment. But that doesn't seem to be married up with that research evidence about our...
And that's why we're trying to bridge that gap.
Make the point of it's the knowledge that people need to know and how they access that and how they use that information, and research has to be accessible and meaningful for people, but how do we put that into that makes that meaningful? And we were talking about our approach and how we know things, and Lynda, you mentioned that you've got to have the knowledge owners and custodians in the room with you.
That's right.
That's a really important part of our methodology. We weren't trying to do it
that's right.
locked up in a room with all researchers and a whiteboard, that we actually had our community members actively part of that conversation. From the start. Yeah. So even before that we conceived the idea of the kayak performance and presentation, and even the game space night on Thursday Island, we had community people that were very much a part of that process, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, from start to finish. And I think we had to put it so that they actually owned it. They took responsibility for that and ownership of it. So by making them come on that journey with us, I guess, made all the difference, because a lot of the times they say, well, we only get the end result and we just get told this is what we think is best. But if you get them involved from the start, I guess, they can see it's the best thing for them and their community, and they start talking on their own behalf rather than we talk for them, you know what I mean?
They flip it and they own it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how we kind of developed our key message, wasn't it, really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we had a knowledge translation plan at the beginning, because we have to have our stakeholders, or the people that are impacted by climate change and environmental change, have to be part of that conversation from the very beginning about how you do knowledge translation, so that it doesn't... Knowledge translation is often thought about at the end of the project. But what you're describing there, Sis, was our process of integrating that community knowledge and that community voice all the way through the process, and so that you don't develop a KT plan in isolation of the users of that knowledge, who are the knowledge users, or who needs to use that knowledge. So that's really important.